All right, there was some rumors that came out yesterday that Damian Lillard, if he demanded a trade at the end of the season from Portland, he would want to end up in LA with LeBron, AD, or in New York. He responded to those trade rumors. Also, go talk about the Devin Booker trade rumors as well too. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video, and check out our NBA 101 playlist. Also, we got some NBA Orlando news towards the end of the video. But Damian Lillard posted on Twitter. He retweeted O'Shea Jackson's Jr. Post, and he said that his stance still ain't changed. And that's Ice Cube's son's post. He said his stance still ain't changed. His cap. The rumor sounded like cap. It came from the Athletics. What's so funny about it? They want you to pay for the Athletics, but they not bringing nothing different to the table. You know, all the stories they talk about, I could just, see it on another website, on Bleacher Report. They're not doing no real, journalism. They're not, exposing nothing about sports. They're not bringing something we don't know to the light. So I don't get the point of having a paid prescription from the Athletics. Don't really care about what they think about on their podcast about basketball, football. I can just go right to YouTube and actually, get and plug in and get better, content. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our content creators on YouTube are better than what the Athletics is doing. And one thing you're seeing is, bachelor's, master's degrees in journalism and communication is dying. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the YouTubers and the new media who started their platform got the juice. So, Lillard ain't going nowhere. We know that. I think he prideful. I think he a man his word. I think he happy, he comfortable in Portland. Would we like to see him get out of Portland and somebody, give him a try? Absolutely. Or give him a chance to be on the stage? Yeah, I think he's just as good as Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? If not, I think he's better than Steph Curry. Curry a better shooter, but that's where it ended at. But he in a situation in Portland where they missing that Kevin Durant guy next to him. They refuse to remove CJ McCollum and put a bigger guard next to him. It's just a lot of things in Portland that they missing. And then they Portland. The NBA don't get no TV ratings for Portland, so they really ain't going to try to help Portland get to where they need to be at. They was in the Western Conference last year finals, and look at them this year. They may not make the playoffs. So, for Lillard, man, he going to continue to get, downgraded as a great basketball player. He might be my favorite basketball player right now. Because he got an old school mentality. He don't care if he don't win a ring. He want to be loyal to one franchise. But to be honest, going to the Knicks, that ain't too much of an upgrade unless you really believe Leon Rose is going to bring something different to the table and rebuild that, organization. But you still got that black cloud over the organization in James Dolan. So I don't see that going nowhere. And then teaming up with the Lakers, who they got? And do they got enough cap? For Portland, they just basically have to give them up. They traded all their assets. Draft picks and players like Clarkston and Ingram and Lonzo to New Orleans. Like, no, I can't really envision that happen. If he did leave, he obviously needs to come to the Eastern Conference, and you probably would look at, maybe teaming him with Joel Embiid and moving Ben Simmons. Miami, they got some cap space. They trying to angle for Giannis. Do we really want to go from Portland to Milwaukee? Him and Giannis would be good. You put Giannis there. They can trade Middleton and Bledsoe and some picks and bring Damian there. They would still obviously have to replace Middleton, but I think that kid from Villanova, Devin, I think he's gonna be pretty good. You just look at Eastern Conference team. Knicks, no. Brooklyn already got Kyrie. Boston would be another team. Do we really want to play in Boston? I don't think no black man really wants to play in Boston, but they can deal Kemba Walker and Jaylen Brown and bring him to Boston. That'll give him the stage that he needs to be on. Who else teams you got? Toronto's another place that, they can sign and trade some dudes and move some picks. You can see if we can sign and trade Van Fleet over there. You can trade Lowry over there. Norman Powell's been a good player. I don't know if you want to trade, Norman Powell over there because he tore it up last year when he was healthy. You can sign and trade Ibaka over there. So, you know what I'm saying? So, I think those are some of the teams that he should think of. I think Miami would be a great fit for him. You know what I'm saying? And outside of the racial issues in Boston, him and Tatum will be a problem. They just need a big fella in the middle. For Damian Lillard, I just think, he prideful. He going to stay in one spot. It's, hopefully he don't wait till it's too late like Kevin Garnett. Garnett said he cried every day after he signed his contract because he wasn't winning. And he's, basically Kevin Garnett, he lived through the misery of losing and not winning, getting put out by Kobe and Shaq in the Western Conference Finals. And, Timberwolves just went to rebuild. And he wasted a lot of great years of his career in Minnesota being loyal to an organization that wasn't committed to winning. So Lillard has to think about that. Do you really want to sit back and you fed up and you feel that you finding out that you can't get out of neutral because you're in Portland and they can't get the players there to help you, and then 3 years down the line, 4 years, 5 years down the line, you wasted the best years of your prime, and now you're gonna be like an old Jason Williams or Gary Payton or Karl Malone, or trying to tag on to a championship contender and get a ring to pass your legacy. If I was him, I'd get out. To be honest. You know what I'm saying? Just listen to KG and the pain in his heart when he got out of Minnesota and how he wasted some of his best years there, and then a few years later his body broke down. Get out, go get you a chance to win. I think Miami would be a good place for you. I think Boston would be a good place for you. Outside of racial issues, Philly might be a good place for you if you get Joel Embiid to stay in shape. And I just think going to the Eastern Conference, he'd get a lot of shine. You know what I'm saying? And it takes shine away from Westbrook, Steph Curry, and the rest of them, because he'd be in the playing on Eastern time most of the days, and they on Western time. So, I think that'd be a good move for him to go over to the East. Boston, Philly, Miami, Toronto. Those would be good moves for him. But yeah, Devin Booker is another guy that is linked to Leon Rose. I guess he was a Leon Rose client. Him and Karl Anthony Towns. The issue is that Karl Anthony Towns wouldn't come there if they hired Tom Thibodeau, and they've been doing a very, very deep and extensive coaching search for the New York Knicks. But I wouldn't want to go there. Going from the Suns it's like going to the Suns. The Knicks are the Suns of the Eastern Conference. The Suns are cheap. Their owner is cheap. He really was trying to move that franchise to Las Vegas, so a lot of the fans were upset at him for that. But what's his name, Robert Savvy, whatever. But why would I want to go from a toilet bowl to another toilet bowl? At least Phoenix, trying to get it right with Monty Williams and James Jones. I don't want to go from Phoenix to New York, especially with the pandemic and everything being so close together in New York. I think not. Like I said, if Devin Booker do want to make a change, the Eastern Conference where it's at. Once again, Boston, where he dropped like 70, 80 points in Boston at one point. Boston, teaming up with Giannis in Milwaukee, Toronto, Philly. Those are the teams that I would be trying to get to. It's a lot of dudes in the Western Conference that can't get no shine because they're in the Western Conference and it's so tough. I would be trying to get to the East. Even teaming up with Trae Young in Atlanta. They got some young assets to see in the Phoenix. Cam Reddish, the other kid they drafted, forget too. John Collins III. He just acquired Clint Capella. So, maybe Devin Booker and Trae Young could be the next hotshot backcourt in the Eastern Conference. They both got to commit to playing better defense. They got Capella to clean it up now. If they can keep John Collins III, man, maybe they might have something special going on there. So, I think Atlanta would be a good fit for him. But also the contending teams. Miami, once again, they kind of got Tyler Hero. I like Tyler Hero a lot. But they would have to deal him, and maybe Jimmy Butler, Devin Booker, Bam, and they'd be able to ride out and do something. So it'll be interesting to see what happened to Devin Booker. But going to New York is like going to Phoenix, bro. It's like staying in Phoenix. They ain't committed to win. I think Phoenix is a better spot for him. Honestly, if you go into New York, why? It's a toilet bowl organization. You just going to lose, on Christmas. That's it. They make sure New York is on Christmas most of the time. You're not going nowhere in New York. So if he is moving, it's Boston, it's Toronto, it's maybe Atlanta at the worst, Philly, teams of that, Milwaukee, teams of that nature, man. So like I said before, even Detroit, you know what I'm saying? He from Grand Rapids. I don't know why we didn't draft him. We took Stanley Johnson. But check out the Detroit channel, Murder City Sports Talk, for more, Detroit talk. We talk Pistons, or the whole nine, the Lions, current Detroit news. But yeah, for Booker, I wouldn't want to, quite frankly, I wouldn't want to go to New York. I don't care. What Leon Rose had to convince me to come to New York, straight up and down. Like, something going to be different, but nothing, you just heard a story about the Knicks. LeBron wanted to go to the Knicks, and they was just unorganized, and they was just unprofessional during the meeting. So if LeBron wanted to come there and you couldn't get your shit together, what is Devin Booker going to do? You're going to put all these points up in vain and not get no credit. Like I said before, if Booker is to stay in the West, maybe Booker should go team up with Damian Lillard, shit, in Portland. Maybe they get some shit done together. I just like to see Booker commit a little bit more on the defensive end, but I think he might be a little bit more bigger than TJ McCollum, so that might work. and he might be the prolific scorer they need. But honestly, I like to see Booker probably go somewhere out east and, get the credit he need to get. It's just a big log jam in the West. He made his first All-Star game last year. So we'll see what happens as far as that nature. But the NBA, according to Adrian Wojnarowski yesterday, they will have scrimmages in Orlando where teams will be scrimmaging against each other. And even in the first round of the playoffs, they will have scrimmages against unlikely first-round foes. So I don't know if the Western Conference is going to just scrimmage with the Western Conference teams. It'd be smart if the Eastern Conference teams scrimmage with the Western Conference teams. But you got to remember, it ain't that many Eastern Conference teams. So they will be scrimmaging in the conference rooms in Orlando. They make these makeshift courts where they put them over, put the hardwood over the conference room floor. So, I'm not sure what safety precautions they're going to have to keep the players from falling off the courts and all of that. But it looked like an AAU type of thing, man. So, I wasn't sure if they were going to have these dudes scrimmage against each other because, of the corona. I thought you wanted to minimize contact. DeMar DeRozan said it best. He said you can't, visit other people's rooms. You can't play two-man ping pong, but we can touch each other and roll pick and set picks and stuff of that nature. So, I think a lot of guys are going to be wanting to get out that bubble. They should have just started off with playoff teams and had them play each other. I think, Portland, Phoenix, you go have some of the young guys that want to prove a point. They've been putting work in. But the whole issue of putting 16 teams in, I'm going to tell you what happened. Just how this whole thing is set up for LeBron to win. The whole thing of bringing all these teams here, these 22 teams here, is to get Zion a playoff spot. That's it. It's to get Zion a playoff spot. That's just bare minimum. But let me know what you guys think about the video. Check out our NBA Talk playlist. Hopefully when the season ramp up, we have some NBA 101 content. That's our live stream playlist. If you miss any of those episodes, check out NBA 101. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Appreciate the love, support. If you got a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request, whatever situation may be, Twitter's the fastest way, then IG, then Facebook. We also got a Facebook group with all those links in the description. Want to make a donation. If you haven't already subscribed, it's the best donation you can make. Like the video, comment, all those donations. But the best donation, if you've done those things, share the video, but Cash App, PayPal, description. Appreciate the love, support. Let me know what you think in the comment section. One time for the one time we done.